What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and Jennifer Lawrence is causing quite the stir once again. No, she isn't making a new movie. No, a new trailer did not just drop. What happened was Jennifer Lawrence opened her mouth once again. And unfortunately for all of us, and for Jennifer Lawrence, every time she opens her mouth, she says something completely idiotic and out of touch with reality. But let's go ahead and listen to what she had to say this time.
We listened to each other's point of views. Sometimes I was wrong and would learn that I was wrong, and sometimes I was right. And it was incredible to not be around toxic masculinity, to get a little break from it, and we would always, it did always just kind of make us laugh about how we are, how we ended up with the, women shouldn't be in roles like this because we're just so emotional. And we're just, and it's just, I've worked with Bryan Singer. I've seen emotional men. The biggest hissy fits I've ever seen thrown on set. I've watched a man. She's, I think, my third female director, and they are the calmest, best decision makers I've ever worked with. I absolutely love working with female directors.
Now, I know some of you all probably heard that and thought, that's not really a big deal at all. And I understand why some people may feel that way. But I think you need to watch this whole entire little interview to really get the feel of what she was saying here. But basically, she's doing the usual Hollywood thing, trashing men, talking about toxic masculinity, acting as if men are bad, men are horrible. Oh, we don't need any more men directors. Women should direct every movie ever. Now, the reason I have an issue with what Jennifer Lawrence said here is because these people in Hollywood are total hypocrites. Here we have Jennifer Lawrence talking about toxic masculinity and how she doesn't really like working with men on set. She'd rather have a female director, when Jennifer Lawrence is heavily tied in with Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein, or Weinstein, however you want to pronounce his name, is like the biggest monster of Hollywood. At least that's how they painted him out to be. Yet I have trouble finding anyone who has more photos with Harvey than Jennifer Lawrence. In all of her acceptance speeches, she thanks Harvey Weinstein. She was really, really close and buddy-buddy with the guy. In fact, I think it's safe to say that she wouldn't be where she's at today without Harvey Weinstein. Now, I'm not saying that she did anything necessarily to work her way up. I'm not saying that she did any favors for Harvey, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did. Now, my main issue is that Hollywood, they take their problems and then they project them on society and act as if we are the bad ones. The reality is, Hollywood had a problem. There was a lot of perverts in Hollywood, and there still is. There was a lot of predators in Hollywood. There was a lot of men, powerful men in Hollywood, who would use their power to get sexual favors from people and things of that nature. But guess what? That was a Hollywood problem. I agree. Most of the men in Hollywood are dirtbags. But you see, they take that and then they project it on the rest of society, as if all men are bad just because the men that they themselves empowered were bad. So this whole feminist agenda coming out of Hollywood that trashes men and trashes masculinity and all of that stuff, really, they're projecting their own issues. Now, of course, masculinity, I wouldn't say that's the issue, because masculinity in Hollywood, they used to go hand in hand, I guess, back in the day with your big budget action movies and things like that. But they've basically sucked Hollywood dry of any masculinity. So the toxic masculinity thing, I don't think is really an issue. You know, if anything, you're dealing with men that have feminine traits, and that's why you have an issue on set with these men. It's not toxic masculinity. What it is a bunch of men now act like women, and they're emotional like women, and that's what the problem is. And that's a problem that stems as well from Hollywood and the whole culture that they try to basically put upon us. But it's the same thing we're seeing now, like with the whole conversation around race, right? For years, Hollywood casted a certain type. Hollywood typecasted certain races. For years, yeah, maybe we didn't see enough strong female characters, or maybe we didn't see enough African American heroes and action stars. But that was Hollywood's problem. It wasn't our problem. It wasn't the audience's problem. Hollywood was gatekeeping, not us. But now they try to project that problem on all of us. Oh, you're so bad. You're racist, and you're this and you're that. And they label us all of these things when in reality, we're just the audience. We had no power. We never had any power over who Hollywood casted. We had no power over that. Yet now Hollywood is constantly preaching to us about how we need to accept more diverse casting. We need more gay people in these movies. All of this stuff. But in reality, y'all were the ones that had power over that. So if y'all felt like there was too many strong white male leads and everyone was white in Hollywood, guess what? That was y'all's issue, not our issue. But they take that issue now and then they place it on society as if we're all bigoted people who tried to keep minorities and people with different sexualities and stuff out of Hollywood when we never had that power. So that's my real issue, is how they project these things onto our society. And a lot of people are lapdogs and their followers, and they follow right up with it. They'll sit here and pretend that we have problems in our communities and in our society, problems that we don't really have. Problems that Hollywood has, yeah, maybe, but not problems that we have as just the regular general public, regular people. We're not dealing with these issues like Hollywood. But Hollywood wants to make you think that we're all dealing with these issues. And not just that, Hollywood wants you to think that you're the bad guy and that they're going to help you deal with these issues when really they're the ones creating the problems. You understand what I'm saying here? Like they want a virtue signal. Like Jennifer Lawrence in this clip. Toxic masculinity, it's so much more peaceful working with women on set and blah, 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 blah. You're the one that created this bubble. You're the one that worked closely with Harvey Weinstein. You created this culture and then you want to complain about the culture and then act as if it's our fault that the Hollywood culture is like this when y'all are the ones that made it. And y'all are the ones that continue to support it and continue to keep it thriving. So I have a huge problem with this all around the board because I don't need to hear any hypocritical asshole from Hollywood say anything about anything when they need to be looking in the mirror. But, you know, I find it so ironic that Jennifer Lawrence so confidently says these things. Like, what, a week ago, when we found out that she said that she was the first female action star ever. That her in the Hunger Games, that was the first female action-led movie ever. And just totally bypassed everyone that came before her. Totally ignored everyone that came before her as if they were meaningless, as if they were nothing, in order to make her seem like she did something that was more prolific and better than what it actually was. But she said it with so much confidence. And then she sits here with so much confidence and tries to trash men working in Hollywood when she worked with the biggest monster of them all. The whole Me Too movement that brought down Harvey Weinstein, That was another thing that Hollywood tried to project on society. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't men out here that do horrible things. Everyone, not everyone, but there's people of all, races, creeds, sizes. There's people from both genders that do horrible things. But the whole Me Too movement was about a problem that Hollywood was dealing with. But they tried to project it on society. And then they tried to preach to society as if society was the one dealing with the problem, as if they were the saviors that were here to save all of us. When in reality, they're the problem, and they're the ones dealing with the problem. None of us. So I hope I explained that in a way that you all can understand, because this is a huge problem I have with Hollywood. I hate the projecting. I hate the hypocritical madness that comes out of Hollywood 24/7, and I do plan on calling it out more and more right here on this channel. So if you like what you heard today, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, drop a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you all in the next video.